Hi guys, I'm Eric Martinez,
I'm Christian Lara. I'm Hamza Malik.
I'm Basil Qureshi.
and surprise, we're also doing student loans.
So, why is this interesting? Why this is interesting and the relevance behind it? So, we're all college students, and I'm sure many of you guys, like me, have taken out student loans to pay off for college, right? Well, it's important to know the shady practices that loan companies like Navient were practicing in order to keep yourself ahead of getting scammed. And it's also important to know how government regulations can help protect you and the loans that you took out in order to help you avoid paying high interest rates. And finally, as finance majors, a lot of us might be issuing loans later in our careers. It's important to see unethical practices and stop them from being carried out.
So the major points of this article is that Navient, the largest student loan officer, has been hit with government lawsuits for basically they're estimating them for increasing household debt by $4 billion, and they're being accused of essentially encouraging their customers to postpone their payments instead of changing them to income-based repayment plans. And so basically, when you postpone your payment, you're basically doing a balloon payment, which is you pay everything all at once at the end. The reason that a lot of these people go for postponing their payments is because it can eventually earn credit to loan forgiveness, but that usually doesn't happen.
So what? So the biggest thing that we took from this was that the whole controversy was behind this is that Navient did not give the proper notice. Like previously mentioned, they just sent an email saying, "Hey, please log in," but they failed to say, "Hey, please log in because you owe us this amount of money. If you don't log in and if you don't pay, you're going to accrue even more debt." Furthermore, the borrowers weren't even aware of the plans that made financial sense to them. They just knew that the fact that they could postpone them, like you mentioned, but they didn't know that you could reapply and refinance for a plan that actually benefited you, which could lead to income-based and sometimes even loan forgiveness if they refinanced. So, like you mentioned, the household debt increased by $4 billion. Navient had the potential to help in this situation, but they didn't by failing to mention any type of plans that they could have helped in for the borrowers.
So how is this applicable to us? Well, all of us are students. We're all taking out loans, and the thing is that you can take advice from this in the sense that you should be able to look for your own plans. You shouldn't rely on somebody else to tell you what to do or how to do certain things. And so you have to go out there and look for the plans that suit you best, like the income plan that he was talking about. There are some customers that were in the article that could have taken an income-based plan and decreased their interest rates and their total amount due. But they didn't do that because they didn't know. So you have to go out and actually search up these things. You got to figure out what plan suits you best. And then on top of that, you should also be aware of your deadlines, your reminders, and just regularly check up on your own personal finances.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.